And there you have it, guys. A strange post from Anthony Joshua via IFL TV. Anthony Joshua has backed Efe Ajagba to beat Martin Bakole after the IBF ordered a final eliminator between the pair. Who do you think wins? Ajagba Bakole, heavyweight boxing, hashtag Anthony Joshua, hashtag Nigeria. This is simple to explain, people. It's a national thing. AJ's in Nigeria right now, hanging out with his cousins that kind of look similar to him. As you guys can see the pictures, they're all chilling. And I think he's getting very national now. He's getting very patriotic at this point of time. I think that's what AJ does. If you notice, when he takes a win or when again, if he takes a loss, he kind of goes back to Nigeria to find himself, the wisdom of Africa, I think kind of grounds him and he comes back to earth, eating a share of pounded yam, and he stays there for a while, a month, and then comes back to Great Britain ready to do whatever, right? Hit the gyms or hit the ground running and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think that's the only reason he's picking Efe Ajagba. Now, the puzzling thing is him picking Ajagba, Efe, and based on how and what Efe has said and talked about AJ in the past and how the things that do derogatory things, he's not Nigerian. He's not Nigerian. He's not Nigerian. Right? Saying things like that and, pretty much slick capping about AJ and, and he couldn't keep AJ out of his mouth. And I think he was doing that Wilder, the second coming type. And it was working for him for a while until he got upset by my friend Frank, the Cuban Flash Sanchez, if you guys can remember that. And then he kind of went on a milk carton, went missing for a while. And, and that was pretty much it for, him. He's had a couple, close fights. The fight he had with, what was it? Not Pianetta, but I forget his name, right? He just actually upset another fighter. I think he just upset Arslanbek Markmadov. So, I can't remember his name to save my life. But anyway, you guys will tell me in the comments. But anyway, that's the last we've really saw of him. You know what I mean? And Martin Bakole, him fighting Martin Bakole is going to be interesting because Efe Ajagba is a guy that has a 1-2 cannon. And if he can get in and get out, this is not a Jared Anderson, where Jared Anderson, he depended on his athleticism to get by in certain situations, and he couldn't do that with Martin Bakole, especially when he was right in front of him. So I think that if anything, if we're looking at it fairly, honestly, if we're looking at it fairly, I think there's nothing that Efe Ajagba really has to offer besides the 1-2. The right hand is there for Efe, but, it depends on how good Martin Bakole's upper body movement is. You know what I mean? So it should be an interesting fight, but I just don't see why or another reason on why AJ would pick or choose Efe Ajagba over Bakole. Because you think about it, it's not like he sparred Efe Ajagba before. Not that I heard of. If he has, I'd never heard of him ever sparring Efe Ajagba. You see what I mean? So I don't see what that is about there. But we do know that he went to war with Martin Bakole. And Martin Bakole has went on witness to say, hey, yeah, I gave him the business. He gave business back. It was a 50-50 fight. A lot of people weren't even allowed to see our sparring because it was that intense because, of course, nobody wants to see AJ getting dealt with in sparring because, rumors linger. Joe DeWaco and company, right? So, they didn't want that to come about. So, yeah, but they've sparred before. So he should be more familiar with Martin Bakole and what he can do based on someone that I don't even think he knows about at all, fighting wise. He doesn't know about Efe Ajagba. So that's the only thing that I can come up with is that he's from Nigeria. He's Nigerian. But you guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua picking Efe Ajagba to beat Martin Bakole in the IBF Eliminator. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.